I think we'll get started. Understanding that we are up against the AI session, and so we drew a tough time slot, but thank you guys very much for coming. I'll introduce myself, and then I'll introduce my co-speaker, Leah, here. My name's Kurtis. I work with AbaData, and have been with AbaData since its inception. So I think it's really important to, as I introduce Leah, who has also been with us, I say with us, on our team since we started AbaData. I don't think AbaData would be here today without the company Altalis, the data they provide, and the service that Leah provides. I think it is exceptional. How often do you have a partner that you get to work with for 25 years and they don't cycle through? It's unheard of. We have so many vendors at AbaData, and our reps on that side cycle on almost an annual basis. So it's a real pleasure and honor for me to present today with Leah. We're going to dive into, I don't want to give away her super products. We're just going to dive into some of the amazing data sets that Altalis curates and distributes on behalf of us, the citizens of Alberta, and how we use them at AbaData. So I'll fire it over to Leah.
Thanks, Kurtis. We've been partners with AbaData for 25 years. Kurtis, I think I was so excited to come here today, not just for Altalis to talk about our products, because we're very passionate about data, but to come to the AbaData first user, support your clients, and talk about how great this product is, not just because of our data behind it, because of the brains behind it, which is Kurtis. In our 25-year relationship of working together is something that's unmatched. Our company, we've grown together. Our relationship has grown over the years, but we share the same customer-centric values, and that is our clients come first. Anything our user wants, we provide at little cost as much as we can, but it's the heart that goes behind it. Our customers, our success of our customers is our success, and our values are the same. That's what we've enjoyed about AbaData all these years. And again, Kurtis, you can't say enough about him. I'm sure all of you know him, but he's a genius. Yeah, he's one of the ranks. He's shy. We're after to this. Yeah.
It's enough of that.
We'll get into it. So we're here today to talk about the 6 key Altalis Datasets behind as one of the hundreds of layers within AbaData, and where they come from, what they are, and how they're updated. Kurtis is going to start by introducing the product, and then I'll talk to you a bit about it. We'll do that 6 times, and then we'll get into the rest of the presentation.
I have a video for each one that just walks through how to access the data set. So starting with cadastral, that's the survey fabric that you'll find on untitled land within Alberta. It's accessed under map display, as all of our layers are. You go down to the surveys and enable the checkbox and user not. And right away you see lines will start to show up on AbaData representing the boundaries of the different surveys within Alberta. This data set was essential. Sorry, I'm going to digress a little bit here. Was essential to our sort of origin story. Not many people maybe realize this, but we were a line locating company when we started AbaData, and so we needed the most accurate data available on positioning, spatial positioning of the pipelines. Without this data set, like I said, AbaData wouldn't have existed, because regulator data sets have zero accuracy on pipeline locations, and you really need to supplement them with this cadastral fabric. So, yeah, sorry, I went too far.
Okay. Yeah, we did start out with the cadastral fabric 25 years ago, and since then we've grown into title is, we'll get into all of these products, but AbaData was the first one every time we released a product, Kurtis was on the end of his phone saying, sign me up, get it over here, and let's get into AbaData. Cadastral mapping is a compilation of all the registered plants in survey, block plan, right of way, anything that's registered as Alberta land titles. The process for the updates is updated daily. Surveyors submit digital plans to land titles. Land title approves that plan. MNC, our contractor who does the cadastral integration, gets a copy of it. They integrate it into the cadastral fabric, and also send the plans back to Spin to be represented in Spin. Altalis gets a copy every night of the data that's been updated. We have data available for download through our web store, but we also have it available through API. So AbaData, which is Kurtis does his magic, he pulls the data every night from Altalis, and he integrates it into the AbaData application. So that's the process. It's updated daily. It's the authoritative, source of this is the
Moving on to title mapping. Very similar, shares the same, I think, grid base as the cadastrals. And it represents the boundaries of the different titles of ownership throughout the province of Alberta. Again, access it through that surveys checkbox on turn on title mapping, and you'll get sort of a yellowy display that shows up identifying each title boundary within the province. A really useful feature if you are pulling land titles that not a lot of people know about is you can select the titles you're interested in, pull a select report, grab the titles, and it will output a text file of link numbers that you can input directly into Spin and get those titles delivered to your inbox. So there's a fee for that. That's outside of our world, but we'll help you at least prepare the data for submission.
So title mapping distributed set is title mapping represents the extent of ownership parcels within the province of Alberta. And within each parcel, there is an LANC number that corresponds to the title and land title. Title mapping and cadastral mapping are maintained together. So surveyor will register a plan, MNC gets a copy. If there is a change to the parcel geometry, i.e. a new subdivision, that will be integrated into the title mapping product alongside with the cadastral. And then every night, the data is married up to the land titles tag file, it's called. So that's where you have all the ownership information, all the link numbers, that gets updated at the same time as the data. Altalis gets a copy, we make it available on the Altalis Media Store. API, Kurtis pulls it over with an API, does its AbaData magic, and it gets looking at that application, usually within a day or two of registration. I want to talk quickly, sorry about that. We do have another product that's maintained alongside. It was always available to us municipalities, but we have, in the last 4 years, got permission to distribute a version of title mapping called enhanced title mapping that has all the ownership attributes. So when you pull from a link number, I usually get the front title information or linked addresses. And so we maintain that as a data set, and it's restricted currently to pipeline utilities and emergency response and service providers doing work for those organizations, but it enables them to respond to emergencies and in a very timely situation where you can just drop polygon around a spillage area, export it to the outline, and just the current ownership case. That data set is not in AbaData. You have title mapping with link numbers, and you can export it from there, but enhanced title mapping is available to for utility pipeline response. Updated alongside cadastral is a great product.
As soon as that data does become available,
Yeah.
that will be our first
It would be our
request.
dreams to be able to deliver that.
And several of our users' dreams as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Moving on, disposition mapping, or DIDS as it's sort of referred to. Again, it's accessed inside of AbaData through the map display. Come down to the surveys checkbox and turn on disposition. In the earlier session, Stephanie walked through how you can theme the disposition, so you can color the LOCs differently than the MSLs and all of that. You can also filter by company name or owner name, that type of stuff. Also, just quickly do a bit of a shout out to our Badger product that we have. It is integrated into AbaData and allows you to actually purchase the PDF of the survey plan related to that particular disposition that you're double clicking on. So you don't need to use both applications. You can access everything right from inside of AbaData.
So, we've seen this recap of disposition mapping. DIDS mapping is a spatial inventory of all the leases and improvements approved to be used on town land. Examples in your world would be LOCs, like South leases, PLAs, etc. I think most people here are familiar with dispositions in the application process. To keep this data current, industry, they will submit the digital plan to the AER for the oil and gas. Everything else goes through Alberta. It used to be public lands, now it's Alberta lands. They changed their name every election, but AER, Alberta lands approve the application. MNC gets a copy of that digital plan, and they will integrate it into the DIDS mapping, marrying it up with the public land standard report, which is similar to the product titles and land titles, except it's on public lands. They'll marry it up and have the operator name, operator addresses, everything into the public land standard report. Integrate that into the DIDS. That's the plus part of it. DIDS is the geometry with the name of the disposition with the number. Altalis gets a copy of that every night, distributes to industry. AbaData pulls it nightly and integrates it into their updated application.
Cool. The next data set is the municipal boundary file. It is a file that gets updated. Well, they talk about the updating, sorry. You can access it through AbaData, again, through the map display. But this time you're going to a different tab. It'll be under most of it's under the culture tab. So that's where you're gonna find the urban area boundaries and the rural area boundaries, so the counties and the municipalities, as well as reserves. And I think Leah will maybe expand on that because I'm missing a couple of other ones. But yeah, each has its own sort of unique checkbox that you can turn on independently of each other, and pretty straightforward. You turn it on, it shows up on AbaData, yeah, you can use this data set as well to pull reports. So if you wanted, there's all the global reports include an area where you can report within, and there's a little section there that just lets you type City of Calgary or Rocky View County and query all the pipelines or wells that happen to fall within those boundaries.
So the municipal boundary file, it's an older data set, which is one of our 18 products that are available openly. The authority on municipal boundary file in the province is municipal affairs. If there is an annexation or a name change to a county or a town, basically that will come through the order of the council. So the boundary file includes MDs, counties, city, towns, villages, and hamlets representing these points in the municipal boundary file. So this data is updated monthly. When there is an order of council, say an annexation from the city of Calgary Airdrie, that data will, the file, the extent of the change will be provided by municipal affairs. MNC will integrate that into the cadastral fabric, and then on a monthly basis, the boundaries are pulled out of the cadastral fabric. So the accuracy, the currency is as current as the cadastral. Altalis gets a copy of that. We integrate it on a monthly basis if there is a order of council change. It is AbaData pulls in with the API and brings it into the AbaData application.
I approved neither the name nor the picture of all of these slides. So that's all we yeah. So the next one we're going to talk about is the base features topo. And essentially, again, I keep overstepping here all that we're talking about the openness of that data set. But it is another set of layers that you can access by clicking on the map display under culture, and then there's a tab there that says base features. And it spans the spectrum on different data sets that are available. There's contours, there's power distribution networks, all sorts of different data sets available under there, and that's how you access it in AbaData.
Base features. Base features is basically a data set, so data set is mentioned. It takes 70 layers of topographic data, puts them into different categories, and five different layers. Access is roads, highways, primary, secondary, hotlines, trails, things like that. Hydrography, river streams, and a river network that has directional flow. 54 administrative areas, a lot of those are municipal, but a lot of things like traffic boundaries, green light zones, parks, anything that the government of Alberta maintains as their boundaries. The Alberta Township system down in the border section and contour layer. There's a lot of investment by Alberta in learning the protected areas that goes into the updating of the access layer on an annual basis. Same with the hydrography. Usually there's 1 to 2 geoidentified areas that change on a monthly basis. So if you are getting this data openly available from our website, you want to go back. There is a data change on our website that tells you the last time it was changed. And there's also maps that show what has changed over that time, but it's a fully GIS open data set, and it's a really, we're really rich in Alberta with such great data that's openly available, and the investment that the Environment Parks puts into this is unmatched when it comes to open data players. Again, we'll get access updates once a year, June 1, hydro once a year. BTS is pretty static, hasn't changed since March 2005. And then the contours, they haven't changed over time as well. But good general coverage of the province. We do the updating at Altalis, and AbaData has to actually log into our website to go and update those layers since it goes through the API. So that's the BCG's photo.
Is this 6 this time? Is it 6? Thank you. 6th data set that is available inside of AbaData is the Fortis facilities. This one is accessed again through the map display. Oh, I didn't hit play. Through the map display, then down into utilities and over, and you'll see there are light structures, power poles, and fiber or wire line data sets available, as well as boundaries. Actually, you can turn on the Fortis boundaries as well at a provincial view if you wanted to see where Fortis operates. This data set's useful, specifically for things like one calls that come in when poles are hit and tickets are placed to replace poles. You're able to double click on a pole, find out what its pole number is, reference that to the one call ticket, and know exactly where that work is going to take place if you're screening for that purpose. Yeah.
We did a couple minutes ago go over to data partnerships, but Kurtis is on the board of Alberta Data Partnership, and they came forward to Altalis because of that relationship. They would get a lot of queries from the industry and that kind of thing, looking for poles and conductors in all the facilities. So we basically took that data set off their hands to make it available to industry. It's only it's only a small service fee for their entire service area, but I think the good part about this is that we took it off their hands, so they didn't get the calls from the public, and users of the data big users are able to get it at a low cost. We often get asked for the opposite of Kurtis, which would be ACO, and it's very difficult to get your hands on ACO data. You have to promise them like your firstborn or something like that. But we hope to actually bring on ACO data at some point when they make it available. Kurtis again, so they have over 1 million power poles, 717 kilometers of primary and secondary lines. The GIS layers are those that have the students within their service territory. They send us monthly updates. We integrated into the data store, and guess what happens next? Kurtis, Mr. AbaData, goes in as a project, and that's a summary of the 6 major data sets that we have within the AbaData application and how they're updated. Moving on very quickly, I'd like to introduce the Altalis team, who are all here today. We have Mr. Jim Sherrill, who is actually our general manager, and he has passed the torch on to Kurtis, who's going to be taking over this role, and Danielle Patricio back there is fairly new to Altalis as part of our customer success team. And again, my name is Leah. Who are we? We are owned by the Silicon group of companies. We work for, Alberta Data Partnerships has a data sharing, data license agreement with the Alberta government. And through that, we are the distribution partner of that partnership. The Alberta Data Partnership is made up of, I believe it's 10 board members from all walks of industry. Alberta Data Partnership is a not-for-profit organization run by Alberta directors, and they're represented through all industry. So they basically, we're the custodian of the Alberta GOA data, and we license it to private industry. We also have a maintenance partner, a sister company called MNC, I talked a little bit earlier, and we also are a data reseller for other data partners, some imagery, LiDAR, type firms, things like that. What we do, our mission is to make fabric products more available, accessible, accurate, and affordable for everyone who depends on them. So, as I mentioned, we maintain and update the data sets on behalf of the provincial government and take the licensing of these data sets very seriously to retain the copyrighted content of Alberta. We also, again, look after the data for some of our data partners. We're more than just a data store. We create relationships like this, provide personal support to all of our clients as they contact us, our customer success. I don't know, a lot of people think that we're bigger than we are, but we really only have 4 people at Altalis that deal with so many clients, and customer success is part of that responsibility. We are experts with Alberta data. Some of us dinosaurs have been around for as many years as data has been around. So if you want to know anything to do about data, give us a call. If we don't have the data product, we usually know who does have it, where it's available from. Our data store is where you go to get digital data. We have 38 products. Half of them are 4K, half of them are open. You notice the 4K ones are usually the ones that are updated on a regular basis, like Fast and Friendly Kids. Our new data store, well, I call it new, but it's 8 years old now. We have an interactive preview where you can go and draw an area of interest. You can export it out, add it to your cart, and off you go and add your layers. So it's a very intuitive data store, and we deliver over 40,000 data packages per year. data just through our automated processes on the data store. We manage for 15,000 clients. Our application is set up so they're self-sufficient. Our clients are looked after, adding users within their own organization and things like that. So we have a lot of autopilot going on, and we make a lot of our time available to help our clients with the industry that they need along the way. Earlier this year, we rolled out our resource hub at altalisdata.com, where we feature our products, what they are, where they came from, how they're updated, a lot of the stuff that I just talked about. We feature our industries, who uses our data and what they use it for. And then we have use cases from 12 different clients featuring AbaData. So if you want to see how we feature our users in using our products, then you can look at AbaData's use case. That's the end of the topic. Does anybody have any questions? Water.
So you got open data, which the geometric areas, is there anything sort of forestry data, or is that self-sufficient?
The only forestry data that's written is the forest management units and areas, the boundaries of the.
So that is actually, that's all.
Could you repeat the question for us? We can't hear the question.
That's the forestry data.
Forestry data?
Yeah, FMAs, stuff like that.
Hi, Leah, just a quick question on that forestry. Is that even size of the electrical lines? One electrician, does it tell their electrical logs as well?
There are many attributes associated with which I believe it does show what the voltage of what is going through those lines, those conductors. Yeah. I know with power poles, for example, it shows the year, the time, what they're made of, things like that. With any of our products, we have samples, and with every sample down the road, you'll get an information document that tells you what's already there or what attributes are attributes.
Thank you.
Thanks. I just wanted to ask if there's any appetite to get the Jasper and Banff National Park data in there.
Well,
Please and thank you.
Yeah, we have all the
for emergency planning and stuff like that. Like it's super important.
during the virus, we were kind of calling as much data as we had, but unfortunately, again, our data products are the provincial government, and Jasper band falls under the national park. And so National Resources Canada is you go to for federal data, but we were able to provide some lighter type data and derivatives and things like that, but unfortunately, the cadastral kind of does not exist without this provider. So yeah, there would be an appetite, but that's government, federal government.
Thanks.
Anybody else?
You mentioned an API. So you mentioned an API that they're using to ingest through AbaData. Is that available for things that you can subscribe to, like for e-services?
For the API, we have a subscription, and APIs mean different things to different people, because I've been asked for, our API is basically a call, it's a script that's written in Python or FE or something like that. It says, take the data from the Altalis side, put it onto our server or but some people use the term API as a web service, so we do not, our products currently are not available as web services, which a lot of people refer to as APIs as well. So API in our sense, absolutely, if you have a data subscription, you can subscribe to an API as well.
Sorry, so would the FME be
created on our side or on your side?
There's sample scripts on their website. Apparently it's quite easy. Yeah. But we can help with that as well. We can keep on to our scripts.
I'm just wondering if you guys do anything in DC or who the next best company would be that provides the services in DC.
Yeah. We get asked that a lot too. You'll find with provincial data that every province does their own thing, right? We have BC, data BC, I think it is in BC. We have Altalis, Alberta, ISC, Saskatchewan, etc. We have Edgar that was after all of Canada. But we have a bit of lighter derivatives in BC, but for the most part, especially with our core national title bids, they're just in the province covered. And I've heard that as a resource quite often because, as I was mentioning with these features and like the data set, we are very, very rich in this province with great, accurate data that's made current and available. That's not the case in every province, as people have studied and looked for, nor do they match up.
Is there a chance that partnership that could occur with all this? I think it's modern, Altalis, maybe IFC, similar to other partnerships that are going on between the three provinces for this type of data?
We've talked about it over the years, we do kind of work together, but I don't know, we're not looking to any kind of partnerships, even if we're, in any capacity, whether it's a different province, a different data set. Any kind of partnership, we're always looking to talk about, but we're not choosy about our partners, but the data that we have and the provincial data, it's authoritative data, right? And the more data sets you throw in and say, yeah, I can deliver you that list, I can deliver you whatever, it doesn't stay, but you want to make sure it's authoritative data, the source is, accurate and, yeah. But we'd be open to any kind of relationship with other provinces.
Also, my question is less serious, but you guys have a lot of data sets. I was wondering if you had a personal favorite data set or a data set that you found the most interesting.
I haven't asked a lot of questions before. My favorite? I don't know, I think my favorite would have to be over all these years is the title mapping. And, sorry, you can't have it, but because it's so meaningful, right? And to have the ability to deliver a data that can make such a difference in an emergency situation, I think that's why it would make me, if it can save lives or save spills or save, anything, I think that product can be part of that and being able to get that to someone. When was it, Jim, just recently we had a call, there were some fires in BC, and we got a call from the Sergeant Parks, this wasn't ETL, but they called Altalis and they said, do you have anything you put these together associated for this area because the fires are starting to come into Alberta or whatever. And it was on a Friday night, or Thursday afternoon or something like that. But anyway, it made me very happy to put that package together because we have these resources and we have the ability to deliver data so quickly that really is meaningful too. So
I'd like to jump in. My favorite is title mapping, the original title mapping, because it's the first product that we developed ourselves. Essentially, the cadastral mapping was already existed when we came into being, and our purpose was the cadastral mapping to continue to maintain it and ensure it stayed current. The title mapping we developed between 2001 and 2004, so that one's my favorite.
good question though. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does Altalis manage the HRV data too for AbaData? Okay. So I'm just curious.
Here's what the libraries, we have coverage for a lot of libraries that certain areas.
We work with partners on our library. We have access to our Airwork Engine is our biggest library partner. And they have a lot of coverage in Alberta, not all of it. And also a little bit of Saskatchewan, BC. A bit from Northwest United. But the thing about the library products is that quite a few years back, we basically created a LiDAR 15 derivative PPM from those LiDAR libraries, which has been a very, very inexpensive way to cover a whole township versus a very small area. And you can get great results of PPM. And then later on with LiDAR 7.5, all created from 1 meter LiDAR libraries that were in Northwest United. And those products have been game changers for pipeline integrity, all kinds of, we have one client that uses LiDAR 7.5 for every project. Instead of sending a crewman to assess an area where it's going to build a well pad, they just created decent LiDAR 15 sensors at the time. And it's a phenomenal low cost to do that. We have gained. Any more questions?
It has to be a very quick game. If everybody can take their phones out, I promise only 6 questions, but you will get 2 prizes. Okay, so either scan the QR code, or you can go to Poettcker and just enter the PIN number. And we should see your names. There we go. That was easy, right?
I got my feet. I don't know really.
Yeah, she does. Okay, if you're ready, let's start. So, you will have only 20 seconds to answer the question, and you will get points if you are fast and if you answer correctly. So this will test that if you were listening very carefully or not. But we are going to start with a warm-up question. It won't be difficult, it will be just a poll. And you have to guess where I am from. Because I have an accent, right? So let's see if you can guess where I'm from. That picture is actually from my home country. Wow, lots of Venezuela. I like that. But I'm actually from Turkey. So take it 12%. Okay, so now you know how to play. So you have 6 questions. And let's see if you are listening or not. First question. Which city is Alberta's newest city? So that was a tricky question. It was Beaumont, and it joined as a city in 2019. And I think, according to the internet, it is one of the fastest growing communities in Alberta. So, you guys need to get on the phone. Okay, let's see what are the scores. I get on the phone. Whoa, DTAC is the lead with 1 point from Garrett. So, let's see, second question. What year did the data journey between AbaData and Altalis begin? And the easy one, right? Yes, 2003. That's the year I came to Canada and we were still using dial-up, so it's not far in the history, but we're going to go back. Let's see. Oh, Gary is leading. What? Okay, fourth question. What makes Altalis special?
Oh, that's a trick question.
Yes, very something.
Come on, all of the above, everyone. Trying to help you.
But remember, how fast you answer gives you more points. Yes, all of the above. We are curated source, we have 13 products, one-stop shop. We provide multiple formats and projections, but not cassette tapes. We are more modern. Oh, DTAC. Just DTAC and Garrett are. Okay, fifth question. What phrase best describes the Altalis team? Another easy question.
Come on, they're all amazing. Oh, thank you. Right?
I think so.
Yes, all of them, Bob. Another very good question. And if there's a coordinate attached to it, we got to cover it. Okay, let's see. The scoreboard. Whoa. There's all okay, six questions. What is true about our data? Let's see if you know this. This is a personal secret. I'm pretty sure you tried this previously. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, good.
Yes, wow, everybody knew. It brings you around twice.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You guys are all insiders, I think.
And high is the highest climber, up 9 places. Wow. Okay, last question will define the first three. What did Altalis use to deliver large data sets for the province of Alberta back in the early 2000s?
You guys are all insiders, unless you're insiders too. They all got great.
Yes, 4 CDs to cover the full province. And the pigeons were required. Okay, this is the podium. Let's see. The third place is Amanda. Second place is Chris Hawk. Yes, so we have more prizes for everyone. So when you are going off, please see.